Hello everyone, in this video we will talk about hydrosphere, the water pollution. But before we begin, let us introduce ourselves. We are from group 2 and this is our group member. Earth is the home of humans, animals, plants, and everything in it. Similar to the process of its formation, nature maintains its balance also by carrying out the cycles of life. For example, nature maintains water supplies and soil fertility by carrying out the rain cycle and so on. One of these cycles in the universe is the hydrospheric cycle. The hydrosphere is the natural cycle associated with water. In the process in nature, the hydrosphere meets other cycles such as the sociosphere where human interaction takes place. The interaction between humans and the hydrospheric cycle can benefit humans, but often the interactions that occur are not symbiotic mutualism. Due to human activities, there's a lot of pollution in the hydrosphere or water cycle. This can be caused by industrial activities, waste management, and many others. The problem of water pollution occurs throughout the world, especially in Indonesia. The problem of water pollution is quite serious, and many times it causes natural disasters such as floods.
Hydrosphere comes from the word hydros, which means water, and sphere means area. So, hydrosphere can be defined as an area of water. Scientists say that approximately 70.8% of the Earth's surface is water. No less important, the Earth has the ability to maintain the basic forms of water, such as solid, liquid, and vapor. The three forms of water are always moving and have a cycle called water cycle.
The water cycle is the movement of water rotation with change in various forms until it returns to its original shape. This natural cycle occurs in a long time and process. The water cycle is also influenced by geographical condition and land used by living things. There are three types of water cycles, namely short, medium, and long cycle. Short cycle. Short cycles start from evaporation of seawater into the atmosphere, and then the process of condensation and precipitation happens. The medium cycle starts from evaporation of seawater and then the sieve of water vapor due to wind to land, and the process of condensation and precipitation and absorption into the soil, and then the return of seawater through terrestrial waters. And then the long cycle starts from evaporation of seawater and the process of condensation, cooled sieve as the wind and cooled combined with other onshore water evaporation result, and then the process of precipitation and the crystallization of rainwater into the ice and snow, and then the buildup of glycer and the melting of glycer, and then the return of water into the sea through terrestrial waters.
One of the hydrosphere phenomena that often occurs recently is water pollution. Water pollution is a change condition in water reservoirs such as lakes, rivers, oceans, and groundwater due to human activities. This change resulted in a decrease in water quality to a dangerous level, so that the water could not be used according to its destination. The problem of water pollution is our collective responsibility. Water pollution in Indonesia is currently getting worse. The main source of river water pollution in Indonesia mostly come from domestic or household waste, generally in the form of human waste. This includes washing waste, animal waste, and fertilizer from plantation and livestock.
In this figure shows that from 2010 until 2013, the status of Indonesian river water quality was still quite good. The pollution that occurs is only in the form of mild pollution. Meanwhile, in 2014, the status of Indonesian river water quality began to bad condition. Pollution that occurs is not only mild, but also moderate and severe. In 2014, 58.06% of rivers in Indonesia were heavily polluted. In 2015, the heavy category of pollution decreased to 42.42%. Meanwhile, in 2016, the heavy category of pollution increased to 55.88%.
In addition, based on reports from Directorate General Pollution Control and Environmental Damage at the Ministry of Environment and Forestry, heavy pollution often occurs in Brantas, Citarum, and also Wonorejo rivers. First, make a waste shelter. Waste generated by industrial, livestock, and agricultural activities should be disposed of in a septic tank. Manure management in septic tanks can be processed anaerobically into biogas, which can be used as a source of gas for households. The septic tank is made of water-resistant material, so the water in the tank does not seep into the ground.
Septic tank construction is generally equipped with a brick wall bulkhead with a concrete cover, a control cover at the top, and also a T-pipe to maximize air entry into the septic tank, so that the bacteria in it can still live to help decompose dirt in the processing container.
Thus, the wastes that are formed do not pollute the environment, including the water.
Apply the 3 R's. One solution that can be done to deal with water pollution is to apply the 3 R's. The 3 R's here is referred to reuse, reduce, and recycle. Reuse means to reuse items that are no longer used. The items that are no longer used can be given to people in need. For example, if we have clothes or shoes, etc., that are no longer fit, we can give them to our siblings or neighbors so that they can use it. Second is reduce, means to reduce the use of or purchase of goods that can pollute the environment. For example, by avoiding shopping with plastic bags, avoiding the use of single-use cutlery, reducing the use of paper and tissues, and other. The third is recycle, means to recycle the waste that we produce. For example, for organic waste, we can make it as compost for plants, and for non-organic waste, it can be used as other more useful items. For example, recycling coffee wrappers into carpets, used shoes into flower pots, etc. To facilitate the process of sorting waste, a waste disposal system based on its type can also be applied. The solution to water pollution by implementing the 3 R's can also be a preventive measure to keep the environment clean from pollution due to waste.
Make sewage treatment before disposal. Waste treatment needs to be done from the most basic processing, namely organic and inorganic waste sorting. Furthermore, waste treatment must be done before disposal, especially for hazardous and toxic waste. Some of the methods that can be used to process waste include chemical, thermic, biological, and physical methods. As the name, chemical methods are performed to change the chemical properties of the waste to make it safe for the environment. The thermical method is carried out using an incinerator machine. Biological methods use biological systems, both natural and artificial, and physical methods are carried out based on the form of the waste itself. Next, create the stabilization ponds. Stabilization ponds are shallow ponds made by humans that use physical and biological processes in wastewater to reduce the content of pollutants contained in them. Stabilization ponds that are commonly used are anaerobic ponds, which utilize anaerobic bacteria and without oxygen. Facultative ponds that have 2 layers at once, namely aerobic and anaerobic. And maturation ponds, which utilize organic bacteria in the process.
Government issued Law 18 of 2008 concerning waste management, which aims that waste management aims to improve public health and environmental quality and make waste as a resource. Promotion of the law is placed near the river as a warning that if you throw garbage in the river, you will be subject to a criminal sanction at least 4 years and a minimum fine 100 million as in the poster example here.
And then the last one is wastewater treatment plant, or WWTP. Is a structure designed to remove biological and chemical waste from water so as to allow the water to be used to other activities. The steps for the wastewater treatment plant are simply as follows. The pre-treatment process involves the sewage being sent through grids or vertical bars that can remove large solid substances like metal cans, paper, and plastic materials. Then enters the primary process. There is a sedimentation process there. Usually, in a primary sedimentation tank, there is a coagulation, then flocculation occurs, and then sedimentation. Usually here, there is a clarifier so that the sludge or solids are separated and cleaner water which then flows into the aeration tank or secondary treatment. In the aeration tank, bacteria or microorganisms are treated to break down the organics in the water. Next, the last step is the administration of chlorine or chlorine tanks to get clean water or can be reused, for example, for watering plants, toilets, and others. The conclusions that can be drawn are: the hydrosphere is a universal cycle. The hydrosphere can be interpreted as a water area. Water is an important component for life because about 70.8% of our Earth is water. One of the phenomena that often occurs today is water pollution. There are solutions for handling them, including making waste shelters, applying 3 Rs, making waste treatment before disposal, making stabilization ponds, prohibition of dumping anything in the river as stated in the Act, using wastewater treatment plants, or WWTP. That's all from our group. Thank you for watching.